What's up guys, Apex Gamer 2020 here, coming at you with another LSPDFR tutorial. In today's tutorial we're going to show you guys an updated video on how to edit your XML files for your police vehicles. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we already have the game pulled up here, is we're going to go check out a XML file. And the one where we have set up is actually Sheriff. So we're going to go into our main game directory, and we're going to go to ELS, pack default, and we're going to find Sheriff right there. And we're going to edit this with Notepad++. Alright, so first thing I want to do, guys, I want to cover a couple of different things I don't think I covered in the original tutorial. So in this one, we're going to do we're going to start right here with the interface. So we're going to go down with as much of this as I can of how much I know. So first thing we're going to do is right here, this light stage activation type manual. Now, if this says manual, you have 3 clicks to your left on the D-pad. I'm going to be using controller buttons, by the way. So if you guys are keyboard users and you are familiar with LSPDFR, then you know what button turns on your emergency lights. But I am a controller player when it comes to LSPDFR, so I'll be referring to controller buttons. But anyway, alright, so if this says to manual, you will have 3 clicks to the left on your D-pad that will turn on all of your lights. Now, if you set this to auto, then all 3 of your light stages will turn on with 1 click to the left. Okay. So that being said, we're going to move down to the next one. These I don't ever mess with, so we don't need to screw with these down there. All right. So extras and override environmental lighting. All right. So basically, what this is, this allows your it's ELS controlled true. You want all of these set to true. Otherwise, none of these are going to work anyway. So you want to allow environmental lighting. So this environmental lighting is what basically flashes. Oh, everything's just going to highlight, but you can see where my cursor is. All of these down here, these are all going to be what flashes on the wall. Of, like, you know, if you turn your emergency lights on and you have red and blue lights and amber lights and all that stuff, that's what's going to flash on the wall. And you're going to want to set to true. Now, whatever color your lights are, so if you guys watch one of my other tutorials where I show you how to change your emergency light colors, when you change your emergency light colors, you want to come in here and change the color of your, I probably should have mentioned that in the how to change your emergency light color tutorial, but for some reason I don't think I did. Anyway, if you change your emergency light colors, this is where you're going to come to make sure that they flash correctly on the wall. Now, anything that was blue, and you changed it from blue to the new color, you put the new color where blue is, and so on and so forth. These I don't ever mess with over here. Alright, so miscellaneous stuff is vehicle slick top. Don't mess with that. I don't mess with any of this crap. Takedowns, this allows them to activate. Same thing with scene lights. So you want to keep those as true and don't ever mess with any of this. Let's see here. These are some of your extras. Don't ever mess with these either. So the coronas. So there's actually a spot, and I can show you guys how to do this. This we did not mention before. And these are actually, okay, so that's what that is. So the coronas is not something that we did not mention before in our previous XML tutorial video. So the coronas you would actually activate with Alt, the left Alt key, and then 1 through 5. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this is what they all activate. These are the patterns you can set them to, and you get 30 of them. These are your colors. So headlights, obviously you want them to stay white. Tail lights, you obviously want them to stay red. Indicators, honestly, you could probably change those. Like, I mean, they're like your turn signals. Those are your front turn signals. Indicators B are your rear turn signal sections, and then you have your reverse lights. So I will show you guys how to use this in game, which is pulled up right here for us and waiting for us to get there. And then we're going to come down here to sounds. So you want to make sure that all of these are set to true. These are your sirens. So you have your main horn. So that's your left thumbstick. You push that in, activate your main horn. Then you have your main tone 2, siren tone 1, siren tone 2, siren tone 3, and siren tone 4, auxiliary siren, and panic mode. You want to make sure that all of these say true, and most of the often than not they're going to anyway, because that's what the modder does when he formats this XML file. So then the only one you really can change is this one right here. And I always change this, and I can't believe that actually does say true, is I change this to false. So what this does is main horn interrupts siren. So when you activate your horn, like going through an intersection, and you push on that left thumb, and you activate the horn, it will interrupt your siren. So if you have your sirens on, it'll turn your siren off and activate the horn only. If you want your siren to continue to go as you're activating the horn, you want to set this to false, like this. And you can hit F and then just enter. And now, anytime I run my siren and I hit my horn, my siren will stay on. And then now we're going to get down into a little bit more of some more detailed stuff. So this is your warning lights. This only activates, as it states right here, in stage 3. And we're going to go over this in game as soon as I explain this part of it. And then you select your pattern. Now, we'll select our patterns as we are in the game. But we're going to go over this XML file just a little bit longer. And you only have one warning activation, which only happens in light stage 3. Alright. And then your warning. Primary. I don't know why that says warning, but this is your primary lighting. There are 2 stages of this, which activate in light stage 2 and light stage 3. Now, light stage 3 also activate. In light stage 3, you also have your warnings enabled. Okay, and this is the first light stage 2 that we've come across up to this point. And now, these are all light stages. So these are all your secondary lights. So, in other words, your first click to the left on your D-pad is just this that enables right there. That's it. That's all that enables. And then when you hit your light stage 2, this will enable your second set of secondary lighting along with this light stage 2. Okay, and then then when you hit light stage 3, you'll have this that activates, you'll have this that activates, and then you'll have, where is it? Right here, this that'll activate. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you, but just in case it doesn't, you're a little confused, I'll explain that just a little bit one more time. So notice how nothing else says light stage 1. Right there is 3. And then you have 2 and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So again, your first click to your left on your D-pad is just this right here. Okay, your second click left on your D-pad is this section right here, and it's still your secondary lighting. And your primary lighting right there. And then light stage 3 activates a third set of secondary lighting along with primary lighting and your warning lights. Okay, so we're going to show you guys how to activate that in game. Now the patterns, we're going to go ahead and jump in game here and go over those. And you want to make sure that these all say true as well. This section here, this section here, and this one right here. Now if any of these say true on them and they have a corresponding pattern, that means when you, for example, here you get out of your vehicle. If this is set to true, it will override these right here. These will normally be set to false, and then they won't work. Okay, or if these are set to true, but this is also set to true, and you have a corresponding pattern set right here, when you exit your vehicle, this pattern will automatically take effect. And that's the same for your siren. So if you're driving down the road, this says true, and this has a corresponding pattern that matches with it. Anytime you activate siren tone 1, this pattern will automatically activate. These are called your forced patterns. So if you guys don't want forced patterns, or you don't want your patterns to automatically change, you want to keep all of these false. If you guys want to control your own patterns, make sure you only use these 2 settings right here in gray. This one right here, and these 3 right there. Those are the only things you want to enable. Now, if you get an XML file that has these true, or some of these true, and some of these ones here false, then you want to maintain your own siren, or your own light patterns, then you want to make sure you change all of these that say true to false, and all of these ones here that say false to true, and then activate your patterns, which I'm now going to show you guys how to do in the game. I know this all sounds confusing, guys, but it's actually pretty straightforward. So let's jump in the game here. You're going to get a momentary black screen while the screen switches. Alright, here we are. So here we are now in the game. So you're going to hit right control and P, and that's going to bring up this LuxArt system menu on the right hand side. Now again, for one click to the left activates stage 1 secondary lighting, and that's that right there. Okay, so now if we go back out to our XML file, we've just activated this right here, and that's all that's activated in stage 1. And you'll notice that in the game, this is on the LuxArt panel activated as stage 1. So we go back into the game, and you see secondary lit right there in green, and the S1 where it says main there. So you're in stage 1 secondary. So now we've hit one more click to the left, just like that. Now we're in stage 2 lighting, and we activated our first PRM, or primary. Now notice that secondary is still on. So now what we've just activated, if we go back out to the XML file, what we've just activated is this secondary lighting along with this primary lighting. And that's all that's activated as of right now. Now, we go back into the game. Get out of our pause menu, and then you hit one more click to the left. All of your lights are now activated. So now we are in stage 3, and you can see the WRN lit up, which is your warning lights, which remember only activates in stage 3. So now we go back to the XML file, and you'll see that we've activated now this right here, your warning lights, and we have activated this, which is your primary lighting in stage 3, and then we activated this in your secondary lighting. So that's what we have going on right now. So let's go back into the game. And another good way to tell, guys, what you have activated is look at the number below warning, or WRN, PRM, and SEC. You can match those with what's in your XML file. Now, if you guys want to change these numbers, like I usually like my WRN, or warning lights, to be a number 11. You can hit I on the D-pad, or I'm sorry, I on your keyboard, not D-pad, dumbass. Anyway, I on your keyboard, and that's going to start changing your secondary lighting. And you can start to see the patterns change. Let's see if we can find a nice good one that we like.
Greetings. Hello.
I usually like fast and constant flashing lights. Like that, I kind of like that. So we're going to go with 16. And this is only in stage 3. So what I would do now is, and you can't save this while you're in game, by the way, guys. So what I would do is I would write that down, and then when I get back to editing the XML file, what I would do is I would want that for all 3 of my stages. But we're in stage 3 right now. So I would take this, I'd back it off, that 2 out, and I put 16 in there. Now I'm going to go through each of the stages and pick out what numbers that I like for the secondary lighting. So now you'll notice that when we go back into the game and I click my lights off and turn them back on, stage 1 SEC is at pattern number 2 because we only changed that 16 in light stage 3. So we have to change this back to 16 by hitting I on the keyboard. That's the 16 that we have right there, and I like that, so we're going to keep that. So we're going to go to secondary lighting, and we're going to change that again to 16. Bam, just like that. So that's our stage 2. So now we're going to go back out to our XML file, and we're going to go change these two to 16. Alright, and now we're going to focus on these 2 primaries, which I like usually is 18. Now, here's a cool trick. If the warning overwhelms you, you can turn it off manually by pressing a different button. So if I press the K on the keyboard, it turns off the secondary lighting manually, and that's what you're looking at for your Code 2 primary lighting. And that's what it looks like in the front as well. And I do like that. Okay, so we're going to keep that as 18. Now, you want to activate your lights again. Now you can turn on, press K on your keyboard again, and you reactivate your secondary lighting. Okay, so now we're going to go into light stage 3. Again, you want to take off the secondary lighting. That's what you look like in light stage 3. And now, if you want to press L on your keyboard, you'll turn off your warning lights, and that's what you look like in light stage 3 without your warning lights or your secondary lights on. Keep in mind that vanilla game, the K muscle is your left turn signal, and the K key and L key, we're not in 5M, but the K key and the L key also activate your turn signals. So we're going to reactivate those. There's the secondary, there's the warnings, and that's what you look like in Code 3 lighting. Now my warning lights, I usually like to be in number 11. That's the horn, sorry. I want to go with O, yes. So O on your keyboard will change your warning lights. So I want to turn off, actually I want to turn off all my lights. I want to turn my warning lights on, and then we're going to hit O and then find out what we like for our warning lights. Oh, I passed 11 already, you idiot. I usually like 11, so these usually have 140. Oh, this one didn't, okay. Alright, so there's 11. That's what I like right there, usually. Alright, so we're going to go activate our lights. We're going to take this up to 11. We had it on 22, so that's what it's looking like right there. I don't mind that one bit. I think that matches our Code 3 lighting. So now we have all of our lighting set. So now we go back to our XML file. We go back up to right here, and we change that 22 to an 11. And now we have all of our lights set. So we like that number 11. We like both of our primary lightings to be number 18 and number 16 for all of our secondary lighting. Now normally you'd go right up here to File and Save, but I can't do that because we actually have the game open and we can't edit the game while we have this open. Actually, can I? I wonder. And I know that's true for OpenIV. Oh, maybe we can. So what if I went into here? And let's see if it saved, guys. Yeah, and it did. So you actually can edit your XML files while you are in game. I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool. So that is, in a nutshell, how to edit your XML files. Now, another thing I told you guys I was going to show you is your coronas. So you turn all your lights on, right? And you hit the left Alt key, and you hit number 1. This is editing your headlight patterns. So you figure out what you like for your headlights, and you can see the 2 bulbs on the headlights on the outside on right now. And you have between 1 and 30 patterns to choose from. These are all pretty slow. There we go, that's what I like. That's kind of nice. Yeah, that one's much better. So I like, what am I on? That was 12. That's 13 here. And we have up to 30 of these. So we're going to go back through and pick out what the one that we had. See, that's this like low beam kind of deal. We want high grade Coronas. Yeah, so we're going to go with that one right there. Alright, now if you hold on to that left Alt and you hit the number 2 on your keypad, not your numpad, but your keypad above the letters on your keyboard. This is doing the tail lights, so we actually need to spin around here. So you can see the 2 little red dots there. That's what we're changing right now. To be honest, I'm not sure that I like any of those on this car. So yeah, we're probably just going to keep these. Oh, actually, that's not bad. But see, that doesn't really work with the taillights on this. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, guys. We're going to keep those off. And if you want them off, just take them back down to 0, which I just missed. Alright, there we go. 0, I'll turn them off for you guys. Okay, so number 3. This is your indicator front. So like your turn signal-ish area. So that should be... Well, hold on a second. If I turn... Yep, so that's going to be right where they already start flashing. So we go 3... I kind of want to turn those off, actually. And there they are. They're off. So now we have just the headlight blinking, which is kind of cool. This is something that I didn't know until I rewatched Criminal Justice's full LSPDFR install, which I highly recommend you guys go check out if you need to install. Again, guys, hold that left alt and hit the number 4. Now you're doing indicators on the back. And this is not really any different, so we're going to keep these off in the back as well.
Oh yes, that's super! I'm really excited. Yes, of course I won't let you down.
Okay, this is not really matching
I really appreciate
much.
your confidence in me. I know this is a big deal.
Alright, so we're going to keep those turned off.
Got it. Totally.
And then we hit the left alt again and hit 5. This is your rear lights, so you guys can see the reverse lights on right there, and they're blinking. So we're going to keep an eye on those and change into a cool pattern that we like. We got some basic ones. There we go. There's some cool flashing looking ones. So we like, what is that, 10? Make note of that. Oh, that's 11. This is 12 right here. Ooh, actually I like 12 better. So we're going to keep it on 12. Man, so that's going to be tough. So now I got to try to remember what all my numbers were. So now in the XML file, guys, we will come back in here and we'll go back up to where we saw the coronas, right? So auxiliary coronas. We have a reverse lights set to 12, and we could actually change the colors on these, which is actually kind of cool. So I actually kind of want to try that since we can edit this while we're in the game. I really hope that this video is helping you guys out with your XML files and that you're learning a lot more in this video than you did in my previous video. Hopefully I'm explaining things a little bit easier for you guys to understand, and a lot of people did get it, but you never know, right? Indicators in the back, we kept those off. Tail lights, we kept those off. Indicators in the front, I think we have those off as well. So we'll turn them off. And we will take the headlights, and I think we had them on 12 as well. Now, if we did turn the indicators on, which we are going to try this in the front, we're going to set it to 12 for now. And the left, we're going to do... We're going to keep that one white. And then this one on the right, we're going to turn it to red. Okay, and then we're going to hit File and Save. And we're going to go back in here and see what that looks like. Okay, so I already have it set as off, so we need to do, I think it's 3. Alright, well I don't see that it's turning red. That's IF. You know, I actually do. I am kind of liking that, actually, with both of the indicators on in the front. That's kind of cool. And then the ones in the back. Now, if we turn off our lights and turn everything back on, now the Coronas obviously are not turning on in light stage 1. They turn on light stage 2, which is cool. And then they obviously stay on for light stage 3. And that's what we look like when we're all lit up. So that's pretty cool, guys. I like how this setting is activated now. But the indicators IF are not turning red. So let's go in the XML and see if we can figure out why. Indicators front, which is I and F. Color left there are both still white. If I go into file and I can't save because I already did it. I wonder if that's for the environmental lighting. So we'll have to do some research, and I might have to make another updated video in the future, guys. But for now, that is in a nutshell how you edit your XML files for LSPDFR. Now, these are definitely your environmental lighting. Actually, if I can, let me show you guys how this works really quick, because I think I have all red lighting in my vehicle. So the first thing we have to do in this is we have to go to F3, go to time, and we're going to set this to evening. Oh, that is so cool looking. Now that is some pretty cool lighting, guys. I actually really love the Coronas on this now. I'm really glad I discovered that. And the headlights are even on and flashing and everything. Excellent. We have our high beams and our searchlight on there.
I think at this point it's really the only thing that's going to...
So obviously you guys can see I have all red lights on this vehicle, right? And it's some amber. So now you can see the blue flashing on the wall. Well, obviously it's not realistic because we don't have any blue lights on this vehicle. So let's go back to the XML file, and I'm going to show you guys how to change this. So yeah, all you can see are these blue right here, right? And allow environmental lighting, true. And then so it says blue, we're going to want to set this to red. And this one that says, but what I usually do is I will capitalize it. The reason for this is, and this is actually a good pro tip for you, if you ever change the lights back, this will help you remember which one was set to blue before, so you can tell that it's edited if it's in all caps. There you go. And then we're going to take these ones down here to blue as well. I'm sorry, red. I can't talk today. What's wrong with me? Alright, there we go. And then we're going to hit File and Save. And let's see if that took effect in game.
Not to be racist or anything, but I'd like...
Okay, it didn't. So I would probably have to relaunch the game for that to work. It's probably the same thing for the indicator that should be flashing red right now. But I have so much red in the front that I actually might change those to blue. Or just keep them like that. I'll probably just keep them like that, to be honest. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's how you would do that. And when next time I spawn back into the game, the environmental lighting will be red. So let's just go back through the XML, make sure we got everything and that we covered everything. Yep, we covered our manual interface here. Make sure that this says manual if you want 3 clicks, auto if you want 1 click for all 3 stages of lighting. We discussed the environmental lighting and how all that works. Let's see here. We don't screw with any of this. Don't screw with any of this. Now, there was actually one other thing in here that I wanted to show you guys. But I can't find it at this point in time. And there's something... Disable light stage 3. Ah, okay, so yeah, it's actually this right here. Okay, so these extras right here, these are part of your lighting, right? And you want, so if this says disable at state crap at light stage 3. Let's go down here and see if we can find these extras. This is something that I've been trying to work on understanding. Ah, right here we go. Okay, so extra 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all extras right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If this is set to true, when you activate light stage 3 lighting, these extras will disable. Which is weird. And this is still something that I'm personally testing. I'm not 100% sure on this, but this is what, by reading this, this is what my basic understanding of it is. And if I'm wrong, I will come back and I will correct this and make sure we get all the right information, because I want you guys to have the best experience with your ELS vehicles as you can. So looking at this, what I'm gathering is disabling at late stage 3 equals true are these extras here. Now, if these say false, extra 2 and 3 do not disengage at light stage 3. And extra 1 and extra 4 does. But I'm not sure what the cruise is. That would be something I have to do some digging into. We know what the Corona is. We went over that. Well, that's something new that we learned. But I'm not sure, guys. But anyway, guys, I think that is going to do it for this video for now. If new information comes out or I learn something new, I will come back and make another updated video. But I hope this video helps you guys out. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video. If you guys have any questions, please post down in the comments, and I will do my absolute best to help you guys out with your ELS issues. This video goes out to UZHS SRB as a personal request. He was having some issues with his ELS vehicle, so I hope that this helps you out, man. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.